Hello, my name's Charles Blake, and I'd like to introduce myself by telling you a little bit about my background. I was born in Papua New Guinea. I was educated in Victoria and in Australia, principally. And I've been involved in a number of things. First up, I was a professional sculptor for a number of years, doing work for the Church of England in London. And then I engaged in much broader activities in places like New Guinea. I was involved in shipping for many years, forestry, plantations, and then I came to Australia. I'm the father of 6 children. They range from 30 to 2. So I have still a very big stake in respect to their future. I've been requested by numerous colleagues of mine to stand as a candidate in the seat of Macpherson. I'm not naturally a politician per se, but I have deep and abiding concerns about how Australia has unfolded in the last 40 years. I was an art student in the early 70s, and I observed how things have unfolded here in Australia in many respects. I've watched our standard of living decline. We must remember that Australia had probably the highest standard of living in the world in 1912. And there were very good reasons for that, I believe. Ostensibly, Australians took control of their own affairs. They produced their own food, they managed their own water, they did work hard, they saved their money, and they were very careful about how they engaged with debt and compound interest. As a result, I believe Australia became an exceedingly resilient nation. Things have changed. I think we must all agree at this point that Australians have become progressively less empowered in respect to the management of their own country and the amount of input that we actually have in the process of governance. We've been progressively losing our rights through the advent and the signing of all manner of treaties and with the United Nations and World Health Organization and other large external interests without, I believe, having the right amount of information being put to the people prior to the signing of these treaties. But make no mistake, these treaties have a profound effect on the way Australia is conducted and how it is faring as an international economy. Many people are aware that there's something wrong. Maybe not clear exactly what it is. And often I hear people say, I'm only one person, what can I do? Well, the truth is we can do a lot. We can act collectively. We do have the mechanisms to impose our will and to recover what it is that we might describe as our own country. Many of our interests, our corporations, have been lost to offshore interests, and our land has been progressively reduced in terms of our own ownership in Australia. Farmers, for instance, numbered as farming families in the order of 160,000 10 years ago, and I understand at the moment that the numbers have dwindled to less than 40,000. This in itself is a major travesty, and I believe it's an indicator of what's happening in the rest of Australian society. It's important that we make the best use of the political process. It's important that we allocate our resources appropriately, and your vote is very important. More particularly, the preferences that you create when you engage in the voting process are of immeasurable value in terms of determining who you want to see in power. I'm Charles Blake. I stand for the seat of Macpherson. I need you to help me to help you. Thank you for your time.